PWO, 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 PWO.
Hey, we're live.
Oh, hey, we're live.
There we are.
Hey, everybody. I'm your host, Matt. I got Ben from Colorado with me.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
I got the Codfather, Cod Sinclair.
Hello.
And, of course, I got Hitman Hall right over here.
Hello, hello.
Trying to stay on task and on time tonight. We got a quick news break before we get into the entirety of wrestling that happened yesterday and everything that's happening this weekend. So, real quick, after rumors from, I believe, Raven's interview, Billy Corgan comes out and says that they are not shutting down the NWA. So just go ahead and get that out of your mind. Overall reaction, thank God.
Yeah, I actually there was a Twitter post from, I believe it was Josephus. I DM'd and we talked for a quick second, and he was like, "Yeah, it's just all smoke and mirrors. It's not true."
That's super cool.
That is our head of relations getting the front
Inside
line.
scoop every time.
I think you mean, whoa. It's only smoke and mirrors.
Whoa. Only smoke and mirrors tonight.
Woo.
You know it that Raw got its lowest rating, I think, ever. With 1.561 million. Like, that's the average. I think the lowest was 1.504. I gotta ask though, is anyone surprised?
No.
I mean, with that hot show PWO on 7:30 on Monday nights.
I know we
who's
give
watching
good
Raw?
competition, but come on.
For the longest running episodic program in history.
It's Bush League.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's really not good. And for 3 hours, you would think with COVID, they would at least attempt maybe to only do a 2-hour show. I don't understand why you're trying to run a third hour when you don't have a lot of stuff going on.
I wonder if USA reached out to them and be like, yo, listen, we still need you to run 3 hours because we don't have enough show to
Yeah.
you know.
It's possible.
You know they can always roll out some SVU.
I mean, yes, but do they have the funds to re-roll it?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they own the
Yeah,
majority
now,
of it at
it
this
could-
point.
It could be in their contract, because I know that for AEW's contract with TNT, they have to present new stuff every week or they get cut from TV.
Yeah.
So it could be something similar to that where, hey, you signed 3 hours, you're staying on USA. That's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
All right, but that's it for our quick news break. We're going to roll it right on over to NXT results.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just going to go straight through the matches. I'm going to leave kind of the promos for what they are, except for one. Damian Priest defeated Cameron Grimes.
Good.
I'm not shocked by that.
This one kind of has gotten a little bit of attention lately for Cameron Grimes getting a little handsy during the pin.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if you guys have seen that.
He was tickling the gooch.
And
What?
that's where we're going to leave that. But yeah.
Jeff, we'll send you a picture afterwards.
Just like, please don't.
Good on Damian Priest though, getting a pretty big win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not falling into the catacombs of the NXT mid card.
You mean the Dijak treatment?
Yep, we'll see that in a little bit.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Indy Hartwell defeated Shotzi Blackheart with a little distraction from Robert Stone and Aaliyah making a quick little shove off the top ropes.
Yeah.
Good for Indy Hartwell.
Yeah. This is why you don't run over somebody's leg with a tank.
This is why you job on Raw a couple times and then come back and get a dub.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Although I like her. I think she looks super athletic, has a solid look in ring. I think she could be something good.
Yeah, from what I've seen, I like her.
All right, no response then. Keith Lee
No,
retained over Dominic Dijakovic because Keith Lee decided, I told Mr. Regal I should defend the titles against you. And that's it. It's not like he's won a match or anything.
I'm just
So,
gonna go out on a limb. Ben, your dad needs a lot of help. Based off of the comments.
It's not just my dad.
Second,
We're looking at you, Mike.
DeShazo,
We're looking at
super
you.
best friend of the show.
But-
I love you, Mike.
Mikey D.
Yeah.
So Keith Lee retains, and following that, Scarlett Bordeaux, brought down the broken hourglass that Keith Lee shattered last month and presented it onto the ring.
Yep.
So you know,
Yeah. Did anybody think that Dijak was going over?
No.
Because
No.
I mean,
no.
with all the rumors of him getting the call up, and then both titles on the line, I think there was no believability to it. If you have maybe just the North American title on the line, at least there's a little bit of suspense there. To where, oh hey, Mike, get one over based on their history. But
I'm just gonna be real here. Is the last time Dijak won a match, was that against Keith Lee like a year ago? I can't remember the last time he's actually legitimately won a match. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny.
I'm on it, boys.
No, you're right.
Like,
I don't think it's been that long, but the fact that we don't know when it's been is a problem. You know what I mean?
that's kind of my thing. Like, I know we rag on AEW for wins and losses matter, but like,
he won on February 23rd against Damian Priest, but then
Yeah.
before that it was so he has actually lost 7 of his last 8 matches.
gets a title match. All right. Timothy Thatcher defeated Denzel. I'm going to butcher this guy's last name just because I can never remember it. It was like
You're gonna get it.
DeJournette.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Nice. Fantastic. Thatcher wins, continues the assault, and who comes out for the rescue but Oni Lorcan. I'm happy they're finally doing something with Oni. Kind of makes me think Danny Burch is probably stuck in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like
Yeah.
Timothy Thatcher.
Yeah, I like Timothy
He's
Thatcher.
got a good look to him.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact: if you try to look up Dominic Dijakovic record, they just keep on pulling up Novak Djokovic.
Close enough.
Is Wayne
Io
is Wayne
Shirai.
Brady gonna have to Djokovic?
Oh Lord, this is bad. Io Shirai defeated Tegan Knox to
nobody's
no one's surprise.
There were a couple moments there where I thought they were like, "Are they actually going to do this?"
I could never.
No.
And then,
No.
the Shining Wizard went
work.
wrong.
It's too soon.
Yeah.
On top of it, and then Dakota Kai comes out and blasts Io
There we
Shirai.
go.
This I think should
Did
have
she-
been the match in the first place.
Did
but-
she ever?
And the other thing that kind of happened here, Dominic Dijakovic in a backstage segment putting over Keith Lee, saying, I usually we're pretty even, but man, he's just on another level. If I'm carrying Cross, I would be. And then of course there's carrying Cross. They get into a tussle, and Cross destroys Dijakovic, and they're gonna have a match next week.
Yeah, because that's how matches are formed.
So,
You say, guys,
so
name who
is,
lose.
so is Dijak, I guess, just back on NXT
Yeah.
now, or
He's getting sent off
because he's
tomorrow
been
or
posting
next week.
pictures of like Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio.
He's getting sent up next week. That'll be his send off. I think the real question is no Adam Cole and no Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
I mean,
Could just be a week off,
Yeah.
especially for Cole. I mean,
but
yeah.
you put like a video package or something in, like he just
No,
falls off the
I-
face of the earth.
I agree. But NXT's famous for doing that though. Like the whole Finn Balor run, like I've told you guys 1,000 times. Like he'd wrestle, he's a champion, and then next week it was like, next week will be Finn Balor.
Where
You're
is
NXT
Finn Balor
champion.
also?
Oh, why isn't he on television? Like what's
No.
going
I
on?
think we're gonna get Finn Balor chasing here for a little bit, which is what he's good at.
Yeah,
Finn-
but where
Finn
even
Balor's good
is
at-
he?
He is.
I want to say he went home, but you never know.
The last thing I think I remember seeing him online was like his honeymoon. But I feel like that was like a year ago at this point.
Getting
It's
it,
possible.
girl.
All right, that's enough of NXT. We're moving over to I almost pulled a JR. He called it Fighter Fest. Fight for the Fallen.
Can't be doing that, Matt.
Yeah,
We're
boy.
I know.
we are, as the
We're
kids say,
professionals.
professionals.
That's
Um,
what. That's why I texted everybody as soon as I heard it. I was like, "Am I confused?" Because I generally thought that maybe I was like, "Man, is this an old recording?" Or
Nah,
is
JR
this
definitely got caught
not
up.
Maybe
right?
it's Fighter Fest
Um,
Night 3.
I am gonna say this before we even get into anything.
Electric Boogaloo.
So, Skivone, his test did not return in time for the show, so they just kept him off the show and kept him in waiting.
Who?
I think-
Yeah,
Tony Schiavone.
Oh,
Steve.
yeah.
Stone. I loved it because they're not saying anything COVID related on WWE TV at all.
Yeah, it's
Um,
kind of like it doesn't
So-
exist.
but
Because-
yeah. So I
because-
think it's just the respect thing, as well as like, hey, this is a real life thing. We're not going to steer away from it. You know,
Yeah.
this is what's going on.
I told you because Vince didn't create COVID, so he's not going to put it over.
Well, never
point.
forget who's a Hall of Famer too. El Presidente.
Mm.
Also, just between the amount of Dark I've watched lately and when we got him yesterday, I thoroughly enjoy Taz on commentary.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's professional. He's great.
Him and Excalibur is actually a pretty solid combination, which
He is, as the
slightly
kids
You know
say,
what?
to me.
a professional.
Yeah, Excalibur's a little cringy at times, but I mean him and Taz, and then you throw JR in for a little bit of sizzle. I mean, you have a 3-man booth that actually is deserving of a 3-man booth instead of throwing 3 guys together who have
Yeah.
no business being side by side.
Agreed.
Yeah. The secret to all this is Taz is great. He would be for me be more my lead guy. Excalibur I can't stand. I think is horrible. But he's not bad. I mean he's serviceable, but I just don't like his delivery. And JR has actually not been that great to me during this whole thing. But
He's
he's still
been-
good. He's still good if he's like I said, the third guy giving his stuff here and there. He's still going to be great for that.
Yeah. So right off the bat, it is Cody, and he defended his title against Sonny Kiss, retained with man, little bit of red, seeing red, looking kind of heelish there.
Good. Okay, I hope they don't double down with potentially him and another person going heel at the same time.
Yeah.
Because then you're looking at your roster and you're looking for faces. I think maybe cool it with the heel Cody. I think he works better as a face than the other guy works as a face.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna
100%.
get there. We'll get there. But
I know. It's one, that's 1A. But I mean, they've got what seems to be 2 heel turns going at the same time. So
potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thoroughly impressed with Sonny Kiss. Honestly.
Yeah.
I knew that. Okay, so he put out a tweet and said he and she is fine, but they is not preferred. So I'm trying to do my best here. He has said, you're gonna get a treat. You're gonna see what we can actually do. And God, this has been, I think, the whole thing with Cody and the TNT title is people look great despite losing. But Sonny really may be one of the better TNT title defenses so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And also, this is what, like, if I just to jump on Cassidy and Jericho, this is what happens when you have a good match with someone, and it's an actual good rub, as in like, maybe in the future you can see Sonny Kiss doing something because that's what was portrayed in the ring, and you know what I'm saying, it's serious. So yeah, Cody making Kiss look good, and not that he didn't look good on his own, he was
No, of
fine.
course.
You know what I mean? But yeah, like coming out of this, you actually just if we weren't smart marks or smarts, if you will,
Yeah.
we would think like, oh man, like he's gonna do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to roll so we have enough time to talk about this main event because I think that's the one FTR defeated Lucha Bros. Afterwards, Young Bucks helped them get their truck back, even though the key didn't work at first. And Kenny Omega came out offering, a cooler full of brewskis. We gotta drink a little. Let me make it up to you from last week, okay? And FTR decided to pour the beer on Kenny Omega and kind of say, screw off. Omega seemed like he was ready to lose it.
Well, I think that might be a little bit of foreshadowing. And maybe we didn't catch it first. But focusing on the match is great.
Yeah.
Whenever you put two talented tag teams like that in the ring, you're going to get magic.
Yeah.
And it's just good stuff.
Would you say it's good shit?
No, because we don't curse on this show, sir.
We're still trying to book Danhausen. So,
is it me? Am I the only one? But I don't know. I don't have an answer either. Maybe a little bit, but I just don't like the way FTR has been booked to this point, because I just feel like they're just like just in the middle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're good guys, they're bad guys, depending on the week, kinda. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't like the.
I feel like AEW's done that a bit.
In the middle.
So, I'm a little torn on it personally, just because like their
they're
first
beating
match,
heels
they were
and
pretty
pouring
baby
beers on
face.
faces.
So
it's like,
but I think it's one of those things where like, we want you guys to know who we are. Everyone does at this point, and we want you guys to know that we're really, really good in ring. You're going to love the match. And now we're going to start putting in the character work. So I think it's just the small things. And it's like people want to cheer for him, but at the same time, they've the Twitter beef between them and the Elite now for, God, I want to tell you, it feels like 5 years, probably more accurately 3.
yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I respect the fact that even if they are kind of, on that tweener line, they're still holding the line of, nah, we hate Kenny.
No, and that's fine. I just think it would have been better if they came in and just started kicking everybody's butt. That would have been. I don't know. I think I would have. Again, it's not my promotion, but I would have liked that a little bit more. Hey, whether you're heel, face, or in some in between, we don't care. We're FTR, and
You know what that
we're
stands for.
here to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kick everybody's ass.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And it's very interesting. Wrestle Talk posted an article earlier today. It was more of a clickbait of FTR getting ready to leave AEW. I think it's very difficult for us to kind of watch them every week and to imagine that they're still on a handshake deal. They are not signed.
It wouldn't surprise
They have
me, though.
No, you're right.
They have
you're
bigger
right.
aspirations
They said that.
They talk about going to Impact to face the North and going to New Japan and getting in the ring with GOD.
I also want that.
So I think it's I don't know what that has going for it as far as the way they've been booked. But it wouldn't surprise me if they're kind of slow playing to see kind of what the response is.
Yeah.
And then getting it from there. But they said that the goal is to get the
Hold on to
tag titles and then get the Bucks. So
Yeah.
I'm starting to think maybe FTR is gonna be the ones to take the tag titles off at All Out.
Probably.
oh yeah,
They should be.
it's starting to look that way.
Nah, but
Yeah, it
it's
should
not
be.
gonna be FTR versus Young Bucks at All Out, which I thought it was. That's kind of the thing for me. They're still kind of teasing that, not putting it out there completely.
Maybe a full gear.
Maybe.
Yeah, that would be.
I don't
Oof.
know. All I
Alright.
know is less Marco Stunt, please, and thank you.
we are about to get there. We're
Listen.
gonna quickly stop. We're gonna quickly stop because we're gonna get to Marco Stunt here in a minute. Chris Jericho came out and pretty much explained why he's the demo god. And he is the demo god, as we saw as ratings came out earlier today. Not just the demo, but maybe just the ratings god. And then decide it's time to further put down Orange Cassidy. It was one of the better matches in AEW history. It's one of the better matches in my career, and a lot of people really can't wait to see the rematch. And to them, I gotta tell them, not happening. It's not happening. Get over it. And then pretty much Orange Cassidy comes out. We get the whole yelling at Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy gives a thumbs up, thumbs down, and of course they pour orange juice on him. Classic DX segment.
Hence why it wasn't any good.
And then
Definitely bad. No, I didn't think it was bad.
and then Jericho gets a towel with Orange Cassidy's face on it because
Yeah.
let's rub the Cassidy thing in more.
Yeah. Well, so here's my thought process on this. And at this point, I'm okay with going over because we're just taking away from the one pay-per-view we don't really want to talk about. So
And we're just doing predictions for it anyways.
Yeah. So, I'm curious if maybe we don't know if Tyson's gonna be available for All Out, or maybe the backlash from the Speaking Out movement.
Oh,
We got double Ryan Connington. So I'm curious if maybe any of that has changed their immediate booking. So now maybe they're doubling back and they're gonna set up Cassidy versus Jericho for All Out. Or maybe something along the lines of they'll have a trios or 6-man tag.
Oh boy.
I'm just sad we're not going to get a Tyson.
I mean, they hinted that last week after we beat Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I haven't forgotten about you, Tyson. But I just wonder maybe the questionability of his availability.
Yeah.
I just don't need to see Chris Jericho yelling at Orange Cassidy anymore.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing him getting held back and yelling at Orange Cassidy, for the love of God.
Demo guy.
Yeah, I'm done with this feud. It should have been finished last week at Fyter Fest, which is technically a pay-per-view.
Quote unquote.
Pay-per-views is supposed to end feuds. This should have been the last of it.
That should have been the blow
Move
off.
on. It should have been the blow off, but now we've got orange juice, and we have Jericho, complaining about it for the next hour while he's on commentary.
It ruined his
Don't
$7,000
get
suit.
me
It
wrong.
did.
Don't get me
It did.
wrong. Jericho is a gem on freaking commentary, but you don't need
Jericho's
to
always a
sprinkle
gem.
in the fact that you got orange juice all over you because you've got some freaking schmuck in glasses, pulling DX stunts. It's dumb.
The hate for Orange Cassidy is so real and
Yeah,
unnecessary.
it is. Matt, it
Listen,
is. Like,
it's
so,
not
so
Necessary.
a hate. Okay, I need 2 seconds to explain myself. Okay,
One.
I don't. Okay, I don't hate his in-ring work. I am done with this
No.
feud. He can move on to something else. That's fine. But Jared, one last minute. Move on
See,
next week.
technology doesn't even want to let you finish what you're saying.
I just don't like that. Like, one week he doesn't know how to climb a ladder, and the other week he's managing to drop orange juice
No.
on top of people.
It's not that he doesn't know how to climb the ladder.
Yeah.
He's just too lazy to actually climb the ladder.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Clearly,
I'm good
clearly,
with all that.
Trent and I was about to say Shane Taylor. It's not Shane Taylor. Chuck
No.
Taylor. Clearly, they set it up and let it go. They were just waiting for the signal.
Yeah.
talking about
I guess.
Maybe it was Sue. Nothing for
I
Sue.
guess.
Damn,
It was
all
not.
right.
Sue.
I
All right.
like Chuck Taylor. I
No,
like
no
Orange
one likes
Cassidy.
Chuck Taylor.
He has his time and place. Being in a heavy highlighted feud with probably your biggest star for me is not the place for him.
Yeah. So I gotta watch Jungle Boy wrestle around with a guy that's green as a pepper tree and a midget, who is a top talent, but we're letting a guy that, like, when he's ready to go, when he really wants to go, is wrestling Jericho. Like, I don't know. I guess.
Yeah. So I've this has been brought up, and it's kind of been addressed on social media as well. So a lot of people are kind of going after how former LAX Pride and Powerful are currently being booked and how they're being looking like jokes. To which people have already responded with, like, they've openly said in interviews that they want to take a break from always being so serious. Kind of wonder if it's the same thing with Jericho. Let him actually just be in a fun thing instead of something super serious.
Well, it's not a problem. The thing is this: that Jericho's a top star. He's the guy over everybody in the whole company. So he does what he wants.
Who
And
would
this
you
is
be
what I said
booking him against right now?
when AEW first started. This is going to be his own personal playground where he can do all the things he ever wanted to do. And I'm not knocking him. Do you, Chris Jericho? You're Chris Jericho.
I think
That's what we're watching. Good, bad, or indifferent.
my question for that though is where would Jericho fit in right now? Like what?
Oh, I'm sure with the powers that be AEW, they could find something for him to be doing besides wrestling Orange Cassidy.
But like what? That's what I'm saying. So like what is the equivalent of fighting the guy who probably sells the second most merchandise in the company?
He could be wrestling Jungle Boy.
He could be
Who's
wrestling
in a
Cody.
tag team, and Cody's still doing the open challenge against everybody.
Jericho could be the next TNT champion.
We gotta change the belt this early because a lot of people think that's a bad idea.
Cody's 6-0. All right, he's had 6 title defenses. All right, all of which are good matches.
Yeah.
Okay, they even had a press conference for when he wrestled Hager. All right, they can do whatever they want with this belt, and
I think Matt, you're asking the wrong question. What would Orange Cassidy be doing if he wasn't wrestling Jericho?
He would
That's
be
the exact
sitting on the
same thing.
sidelines with
Nah,
Sue.
He wouldn't.
Not
Because
the
that's
other
not
way
true
around.
either, though. You guys forget he had what was considered a higher level match against Pac at Revolution.
I mean, sure.
Like he was already in this spot facing serious wrestlers. Should have Pac been in that situation? No, but you're still showing that Cassidy can go.
No,
But we
want
want to talk about Jungle Boy.
That. I don't think that
Yeah.
anybody's disputing that.
Yeah, I'm not arguing he can't. I'm not arguing the guy's work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what I'm
not at all.
saying.
The guy can work.
What I'm saying now is that last week just should have been the blow off. Let's just move on. Instead, we have this charade that just continues to go on with no purpose.
So next week they wrestle.
The purpose
Like,
of this
God for-
whole thing was happening was so we had something comedy based in between FTR and Lucha Bros and Elite vs Jurassic Express. We needed something in between.
I think that match is a joke.
God forbid we have a
Right, so-
AEW show with no comedy. Oh, Lord.
Also,
But their whole shtick is that they're providing everything, not just one thing.
Luchasaurus putting over Mexican wrestling, saying if you take somebody's mask off, you get DQ'd.
Well, that was I think that was Excalibur.
That was
actually.
Excalibur.
Was it
yeah.
Excalibur?
Yeah, Luchasaurus
Yeah.
was not on commentary.
Did I say Luchasaurus?
Yeah, you
I
did.
totally meant Excalibur.
So, which is true, but not true in AEW. So,
Mhm.
eat it, Phoenix.
Next match.
Yeah, Elite defeated Jurassic Express. This thing I think has
Next match.
no. I think this thing
Yeah.
actually has 3 talking points to it.
Yes.
So
Is
this
one of
actually
them
has 3.
Omega not taking Marco Stunt seriously because nobody can?
Well, and look, that was part of it, and they sold it on commentary. Is that Kenny Omega is still joking around, and of course Marco Stunt's gonna push him. Yeah.
I think it was Ben that said in our group chat, why is Marco Stunt picking up wins on Dark? This is why. It's so that
He
either-
beat Michael Nakazawa. Come on, guys.
I think a win is a win.
Yeah, against
Right?
Michael Nakazawa.
Matt,
who
if we're
almost lost to a
Nakazawa's a
non-wrestler.
competitor.
Michael
Nakazawa's a
Nakazawa almost
competitor.
lost to Alex Jabali. Come on, guys.
He
Come
didn't,
on.
though. Anyway,
Yeah,
as
'cause
I
he
was
cheated.
saying, it was to build. It was to
hold
build
on.
momentum up. It was to build momentum up for this.
The
Okay,
fact that
so
you
that he
have
could look good.
the fact that you have Michael Nakazawa wrestling Marco Stunt is more of evidence of like who cares, like
That's
who-
Dark.
But
It's
that's
Dark.
just to give it a comedy
Like-
break, Jeff.
Are you
Like-
watching Dark?
like
Yeah.
no, I
No,
don't.
but that's my point. So it's not for you.
No, but thank you for queuing me up, because if I'm watching Nakazawa wrestle Stunt, then no, I won't watch Dark.
No, but the reason for that is to give him a hair of momentum so that he can come into tonight like a house of fire and just give Kenny Omega the best bout machine, a
Right,
good
right.
butt
Push.
kicking.
right before the match started, I said, "Here we go. Here goes
That's right. That's
a
right.
5-star. Here, Omega's going to have a 5-star match with try to have a 5-star match with Stunt."
So I don't even think this was really on Omega. I'm gonna say this because this was. So the spot that needs to be talked about was this like Tower of Doom Canadian destroyer that took 10
Yeah.
seconds to set up. It looked
Yeah.
cool
Yeah,
when you
that
did
was-
it, but that was unnecessary.
Yeah, there was another spot. I think it was Kenny that launched himself onto the outside, where they were just standing out there, and he was
Just-
like looking around.
Young Bucks
kind
held
of.
him. Young Bucks were holding him. That's why that was reasonably making sense.
for 10 seconds. Stop it.
For
Okay,
10
just-
seconds. I can hold Ben in place for 10
if
seconds.
we're
guys.
I'm
I'm
gonna
a
do it to
professional
NXT,
wrestler.
We're doing it to WWE. We're gonna do it to AEW. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
no,
They were
but
standing
here's
there
my
looking up.
thing. If a tag team is holding the guys, and they even said on commentary, guys, they tell you on commentary.
Matt,
They
just
can
because
do
they
it
say it on
all they
commentary
want.
does not
They're
make it
no,
true.
no.
There looking up. They're not doing anything
Yeah,
productive.
if I am holding you and you can't move, yeah, you're gonna stand there and look if I'm holding you and making you watch it happen.
Jeff, help me out here.
Where's the line?
I don't want to.
If I hold you to take a move, you're gonna take it.
I don't mind them holding him, but they held him a little too long. And if you hold him, that's fine. But like throw a punch or two. I mean, just
Yeah.
for as long as they were holding him, somebody could have
Yeah.
just
I
I
didn't
think
know
that's
because
what
they
they
had
did
good
on
camera work and had it on Kenny the whole time.
like Jesus.
I'm just saying, guys. Come on.
No.
What needs to happen here, though?
It was a bad spot.
No, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna move on, but I disagree with you.
Imagine that.
Oh, Jeff, just wait. We gotta get to your show. We gotta get to Extreme Rules just for you. We'll make sure.
Jeff, wait till we get to the final match.
Just like the week before last, when there's 50 guys outside, we're dazed and we're waiting for this Canadian destroyer to come over the
Jeff,
top rope.
they were just holding each other up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dog, holding you in place. You gotta eat it if you can't move.
I guess.
Jeff, you wrestled. You know, if you hold someone the right
Like-
way, they ain't going nowhere. You wrestled.
This ain't
You
that
know.
bad to you.
You know.
I do. I love you, but
Not
this
the
ain't
same.
that.
Look, all I'm saying is literally they gave you the whole reason to believe it could make sense. At this point, you're
Sure.
just trying to find a reason to hate on it. That's all I'm saying.
No.
So
not-
the big
not-
thing
not
here
at
coming out of this,
all.
then, no, because otherwise we're never gonna get past this match.
It's fine. Yeah,
So,
it's fine. Let's go.
Kenny
Let's roll.
Omega
It's fine.
finally loses his cool and decides to stop playing around. Drops V triggers on everybody. Kills Marco Stunt. Thank God, to my pleasure personally.
Yeah, but he really didn't know, Matt. I was waiting for him to.
Were you gonna take that
His head.
that 1 week danger?
No.
That's
I'll
what
take
I'm
it,
saying.
dog.
That's
I'll
what I
take
mean
it.
by killing someone.
I'll take it, but boy, I
I ain't
I've
taking
seen
that.
him
one.
lay ones. I've seen him lay ones a hell of a lot harder than that one. But I
Yeah,
his
probably
Stunt's
more
head
people
would just
who
give up
weigh
the
more
damn
than
ramp.
Marco Stunt.
The positive here was that Stunt took the pin.
Yeah, Stunt took the pin after eating a horrible 1 winged angel. Not horrible as in it was bad, but horrible as in I'm not taking it.
I got
And,
my wish, I guess.
and Kenny decides it's enough and then just starts pounding on him after the match.
Good.
Yeah, and so Young Bucks push him off. Kind of glimpses at the cleaner. Oh, during this also we saw Hangman Page at a bar and FTR come and join him at the bar. So further setting up this match here and Hangman versus Omega.
Omega needs this bad because he's never going to get over as a face because again, I've said this before. Kenny's face Kenny Omega, it isn't anything. It's just like a guy who can wrestle. His
Who likes
heel
to play video
stuff.
games.
Yeah. It's relatable, but it's not really anything like he's not necessarily a baby face. He's just a really good bout machine.
I said this
Heel
yesterday.
Kenny Omega is great.
Best bout machine.
I said this yesterday.
Yeah.
And as I say here, wearing the Best Bout Machine shirt, it's really frustrating right now to be a Kenny Omega fan.
Mhm.
Honestly, because it like that wasn't Jurassic Express versus the Elite. That was Jurassic Express trying to get a rub, losing to the execs.
No,
And
no,
that,
it
that's
was
been the entire thing for Omega. I feel like since we've
So-
gotten going.
So as a super Kenny Omega fan, there,
Yeah.
would you say that so far his AEW run has been a little bit underwhelming?
So, I think there's two ways to look at it when we say underwhelming. I mean, he has been prevalent and he's a champion in a division I didn't originally want him in, but he's still holding a belt. Still having good matches. So like his matches
Arguably the
aren't
best
bad.
match of the year.
Yeah, according to Dave Meltzer, it is so far.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I mean it's there.
what match is this?
The tag match against the Bucks.
Revolution.
That is your only 6-star match of the year so far. And it's considered the best
Yeah.
tag match on American soil by many. I just want to see Jeff melt down. That's all. That's the only reason I remember that part. So, my frustration though is like all of us at this table know Kenny Omega, and I know Jeff is not even an Omega fan, and I don't think Ben really is in general,
Meh.
even though he's wrong. So
I don't dislike him. I'm more lukewarm to him.
I just want to make sure you've watched one of his matches prior to ABW
I have.
completely, not just highlights.
Yeah.
Never mind. We'll do this later.
My thoughts, and it could just be because I feel the same way about the Young Bucks. They put on a lot of good matches, but they're kind of in the same Kenny Omega boat where
Agreed.
they can do more. But now I'm kind of thinking like, well, is it like a front office thing where they don't want to put themselves in the forefront and they kind of want to let other talent build, or
That's my thought process.
Yeah.
Okay, so I disagree. So I think the
Oh.
Bucks are actually who the Bucks are. I mean, again, the Bucks are too many spots for me, but can they wrestle? Absolutely. Like
Yeah. And I'd
I
say
don't
their
think-
storytelling's improved over the years.
I think their wrestling has been on par with any of the stuff that they've done because they're. God, I'm not going to say that. I won't say that, but they're really good wrestlers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And their work hasn't changed. Again, I've said this before. We even had a podcast before AEW came in and thing. I said the guy that's going to struggle the most to get over in the States is Kenny Omega, because the States are different than Japan. It's just different. Now his in-ring work is fine. He's herky jerky, and I might not like the style, but he can wrestle. Yeah. But I think when you're in New Japan and you got Okada and like just nothing but top guys to wrestle, it's easier to wrestle and it's going to look better. And I think that's why the Bucks look the same, because their tag team division is good. I think AEW doesn't really have. I mean, if you're talking about, Pac. I don't know. There's just not a bunch of like
Top guys.
single talent guys that aren't, like you said, in some crazy storyline now
Well,
they're in a makeshift tag
And
team.
I think this
you know what
kind
I'm
of needs to
saying?
be said too. Like, who on roster do you really want to see Kenny Omega face? Like, really?
No,
like legitimately. Like, I'm not even trying to like be mean, but like, there's no one on
No.
that level.
That's my point. Like that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, Scorpio Sky. I'd like to see him wrestle Scorpio Sky.
Yeah.
Scorpio Sky,
Mhm.
Pac's on his level, and that's why they have good matches. But really, I mean, outside of Scorpio Sky, Pac, really outside of that, that's really it. Like that's why when everybody
I
was
don't
like,
think that's a knock
his
on
mat-
Kenny. I just think that's a knock on
No,
everyone else
no.
signed.
No.
Yeah.
It's not a knock on Kenny, but that's what I'm saying. Kenny needs that help because, to be fair, his charisma is not the greatest. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. Nobody's perfect, but he needs. I don't know. Like he needs, people to have matches with. Like certain people are different wrestlers. I don't think Kenny's the guy that's necessarily. He can elevate other people, but if you want him to get to that other level, then he needs somebody to dance with. You know what I'm saying? And AEW
It takes
doesn't
two to
have.
tango, brother.
Well,
Yeah.
and
AEW
that's kind
doesn't
of it.
have.
Is like he's been
that.
put in this role of make everyone look good.
Yeah.
Hey, you're really good in ring, so we need to make sure everyone can at least look good with you.
Yeah.
And that is my frustration as an Omega fan.
Yeah. although that I think is enough Omega talk for tonight.
There's
Let's.
never a thing as enough Omega talk. but
We still
I'll-
got other.
I'll
We
move
still
on
got
for
more
you.
stuff to cover, and I know
Just for
the
you.
main event we are going to heavily debate.
I don't know if it'll be much of a debate. I just think it's going to be the majority of us arguing with a majority of people. Nightmare Sisters, the team of Allie and Brandy Rhodes, defeated Kenzie Page and MJ Jenkins in 2 minutes, and that's about as much as we're going to talk about that.
There we go. Main event.
Main event, John Moxley defeats Brian Cage when Taz throws in the towel.
Matt, you brought up a good point earlier outside of the podcast about what they've been saying on commentary.
So we should have known from the whole time they were going to do this, because for the first real time, and honestly, maybe they have mentioned it prior, but
No.
no, like they may have a Double or Nothing. They may have, his first 2 weeks that he was there, but it has not been mentioned like at all. And really, I mean, he hasn't had a major opponent since then. I mean, he's killed everyone as he should have. But his first real time, they're like, well, don't forget, he did just have bicep surgery to repair that like 5 months ago. So he's been recovering from that this entire time as well.
Yeah.
And so they mention it, and John Moxley brings it up in his promo, and that's all they're talking about the entire time on commentary. And the entire match, once again, and all of this is in retrospective for me, because you go back and watch that match, and the entire time Moxley's doing everything to attack the arm. And so Moxley ends up catching him into really kind of Thatcher's finisher, yeah?
Yeah.
I was about to say like a sit-down disarmer, but really Thatcher's arm submission.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, we saw arm submissions throughout the match. We saw Cage reverse a dive, but get put into a Kimura. So the entire time, Mox is throwing him into these arm submissions. And then Taz, of course, throws in the towel. And apparently he said, and I missed this, apparently he said in front of the camera, like, to Cage, look, it's one match. We'll make more money and we'll win more titles if you're not on the shelf. Taz defended the decision. And the first thing I said, I think I was the first one in the chat who went, I can't technically say because I want to have Danhausen on the show eventually. But I was not happy. I said, what the explicit word? I think that's generally everyone's reaction.
Yeah.
Did anyone disagree with that?
I wasn't surprised at all. I really wasn't. I had that feeling like, okay, so this is my thing. Again, and I've said this and we talked about this before. Like, you can't build Cage up like I said, like he's Paul Bunyan, and then he gets in there and all of a sudden it's like, oh well, that's surgically repaired arm. Well, he was a monster, an animal, a beast, a machine last week. So where did all this bicep stuff come from? Like, it's not hard. You let them have the match. If you want them to lose, that's fine. Let them have the match. Have Darby Allin screw him over. He screws him over. Mox pins him, does whatever, and then the next week, Taz comes out and puts the FTW belt on him. It's that simple.
Yes.
Literally that
Yeah.
simple.
Does this kind of, I don't want to say ruin,
No, it doesn't ruin the FTW belt.
but does it kind of,
It does. No.
Nah,
Yeah,
I don't think it
lessen the impact of it?
Yeah, no, it does. Like, now, like, I couldn't care less about Cage anymore. Couldn't care less. Like, if they were going to do, okay, so now, like, if he's going, I understand wrestling. If you're going to have him lose, that's fine, have him lose. But you can't have Taz of all people. Taz is throwing the towel in for Cage.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, no, I
So-
definitely feel like it should have, if you're going to have Cage lose, have it be via disqualification, because
have
he's,
Darby interfere.
That's what we all thought was going to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of where we were all thinking.
But then
So-
Darby comes out at the end and it's like,
skateboard
what?
to the throat.
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
for what?
that happened just because you had to do something to keep
Yeah.
Cage away from the title picture. So here's where I have to kind of, I don't know if we're all crazy or maybe we're just smarter than everyone else. And,
Yes.
and this is my Jim Cornette moment. All right. I don't have a lot of these. This is my Jim Cornette moment.
Oh boy.
So
Continue.
many people love this finish. Genuinely. And to the point where literally listening to another review of the show before coming on the air, graded. I'm throwing Cultaholic under the bus.
Yeah.
They gave this a B plus. They thought this protected Cage, and that's been the overall reaction from everyone. This protects Cage. He didn't tap out. Taz shows he cares about his clients unlike any other manager.
You know
So
why?
that's the
Because a
narrative
lot of
that's
people.
being written.
You know why? Because a lot of people have only been watching wrestling for 7 to 10 years, and you know it's not their fault. They don't know any better. They would think this was good. If you're billing somebody, yes, I'm just saying. If you're billing a heel, I mean, just think of I don't know, Bam Bam Bigelow, Cage, Brock Lesnar on another level, but Brock Lesnar. You know, if you're billing that type of guy, then those things are different. Like he again, he can lose any other way. He just can't have. You can't throw a towel in.
I was worried he was gonna tap out. I gotta be
You can
honest with
do
you.
the towel finish correctly. I would argue we saw WWE do it correctly.
Did we?
They would have been
You
better
talking
off.
about
they
MJF
would've-
and Cody?
No, not MJF and Cody. It was it Undisputed Era versus what are the British guys? Trent Seven
The
and
towel.
Tyler Bate.
The towel only works
Talking
for
about-
sympathy.
Mustache Mountain?
The
Yes.
towel is a babyface move. You know what I'm saying? The towel you use for a babyface. Because if a babyface is in there and they throw a towel in, then us as fans, you're like, oh yeah, they had to. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like Cody or something like that. Like you wouldn't want to see Cody get his arm ripped to shreds. You know what I'm saying? But if it's
Yeah.
a heel, it's like, well, who cares? It's a heel. You know?
Yeah,
It's a badass.
I kind of disagree a little, Jeff. I think that when you look at the big picture and you have Taz that says, "Hey, we gotta think of making more money, and we gotta think about the next match, and you can't make money on the shelf." I mean, once you put that into the towel throwing, I think it does add a little bit of context to it, and it adds a little bit of value. I mean, the match overall, I mean, was it great? No. Was it good? Maybe. I mean, yeah, but now you throw Darby into it, and then now what's the next step? Do we have a rematch? Do we have maybe Cage versus Darby?
We're
What's the next step?
we're getting
Where's
Cage Darby.
Where do we go with Moxley?
I feel like now we have nothing to do with Mox, or we have nothing to do with Darby, or nothing to do with Cage. Somebody's getting screwed in this deal.
We're gonna get Darby versus Cage, which that makes sense. They've been building that up with the whole Taz and Darby thing, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Who's challenging Mox now?
No,
I don't have an answer for
The
that.
winner of that match, honestly.
This is what
that's
I'm saying. So you take Cage, who was like the shiniest new toy you had, brand new car, brand new toy, and then you just made him look like, I don't know, like, oh, actually it wasn't that shiny or that fast. And so now, like you guys said, now you mess it up for Moxley, and now you're trying to pick a turd up from the clean end. Good luck. Like,
See, I'm not gonna go as far as to say that Cage is a turd by any means. I don't think his
No.
momentum's completely ruined.
No, I'm saying
you need
like
him to come out next week
situ-
and kill somebody.
the situation now, like,
Yeah,
I-
I just don't know where you go with Mox from here on out. That's kind of my thing. I don't know. I don't know.
I think, and we have said this on here before. Mox is way more effective at chasing than he
Yes.
is holding.
yes,
And
because
I think, yeah,
he's not a great wrestler. Like,
No.
so it's hard for him. Like, so I don't know. I just think that this, I don't know, this booking of Mox and Cage have just been all messed up. And then on the flip side, like, I'm telling you guys, I'm going to lose my mind if I'm watching Darby Allin beat up on Cage. I'm going to lose my mind.
You'll see some
I'm
like
going to watch
Now-
a kid
speed
that's
stuff.
10
but-
pound, a 10-year-old kid is going to be beating up on
Hey,
Cage and
hey.
jumping around. And I'm
Hey.
calling it already.
Jeff, just remember, Darby Allin looks like more of a wrestler than Zack Sabre Jr. Let's talk
I'm
Slammiversary.
Yeah.
I'm
oh my god,
Slammiversary, baby, is this Saturday. And honestly, I am super excited for this match. Or like, not just this match, but this show, which is weird because there's 2 matches on here where I'm like, I don't know about that one, but for the most part, I'm kind of excited.
there's honestly only one match I give 0 F's about, and we'll get to it.
Is it for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship?
Oh no, absolutely not.
Really?
You better check yourself. No.
Really?
He is not checking himself. He is going to wreck himself.
Really?
Ryan.
Okay, whatever. So the
That's great,
Rascals, Zachary Wentz and Desmond Xavier are holding an open challenge for the tag title match. Any guesses on who it's gonna be? Because I think it's gonna be some good old boys.
Yeah, I think so.
A pair of good brothers.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that's what it is. What's going to happen?
Anyone else? Any other different perspectives?
No, because it's an open
No,
challenge
no.
for a tag, unless they have a returning
Yeah.
tag that I'm unaware of.
Maybe Motor City?
I mean, unless it's triple XL
Oh,
and
God.
they're just swerving us.
Can I tell
mean-
you, I would lose my mind for a Rascals
Or
versus
AC.
Motor City match. Yeah, AC Baby. AC Baby and, oh God, I can't remember the other guy's name. They're large and in charge, and I think just turned heel on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And as they say, size matters.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's them and they're just swerving us, it's got to be the Good Brothers.
That's what I think. They're pushing too many. Maybe it is them, and Good Brothers make the save. Following that, we got Moose defending the TNA World Heavyweight Championship match versus Tommy Dreamer.
There is a ton of story here. How can you not be
it's not-
excited for this?
I don't care about the
And
story.
In a old school rules
That's
match.
all the wrestling is.
I don't
Yeah,
care
this
about
is-
Tommy
this is
Dreamer. That's
an-
my issue.
There's all
I've
this
never
wrestling
cared
is.
about Tommy Dreamer. I do not. I could not physically care less about him.
You sound just
He
like
should have
WWE right now.
He should have retired after he said he's no longer taking choke slams.
Okay,
Don't publicize that.
One, you need to have more respect for Tommy Dreamer.
No.
There you go.
And two, you're also not wrong about not caring about Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No,
It's a-
listen.
It's a,
I love
it's
Tommy
a
Dreamer.
double-edged sword.
Yeah. Tommy Dreamer's great, but if he's main eventing your company,
Well, Not main event. This is
2020.
probably your second opener,
what
Yeah.
I'm saying,
but he's on a
if he's
card
wrestling for, your,
for a
if he's
title.
wrestling for your heavyweight title in
Well,
2020. You got somebody.
Well,
It's
it's
the
the
TNA
TNA, not the
World
Impact
Heavyweight
World
title.
Heavyweight title. So this kind of screws up my theory
Lasers.
later. I'm gonna go ahead and say I think Moose
Track derby.
destroys Tommy Dreamer in 2 minutes.
It'll
So,
be. You know.
But there's reasoning
it's
for me for
also,
this.
It's also worth noting here that this is being classified as an
Old
old
school
school
rules.
rules match.
Which is
Yeah.
my
And-
assumption.
I don't.
and
which
unsanctioned.
That's my assumption.
yeah. So
Well, no, it's for the
Tommy Dreamer's
unsanctioned
gonna
title.
Bleed. Yeah, Tommy Dreamer's gonna bleed.
And do we
in this
really
one.
need that in COVID?
Do we see?
time?
Do we see Sandman?
Because
No.
COVID is not a bloodborne
You might go and see
pathogen.
Rhino.
I don't care. I don't want to see Tommy Dreamer. Tag title match
Yep.
against. So I don't say it enough on here, but I love the North.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love everything about the North, and I really want to see
Imagine the
them
North
versus
and
FTR.
Matthew.
Yeah,
Imagine it.
Ethan Page,
I'm-
Sasha Alexander.
yeah.
Listen, Drew,
Both of them
and
were in the
Drew,
best shape of their life.
Drew McNeely has been on that train for a long time. As
Yeah.
he is the real deal.
My
Uh,
question is, how is Ken Shamrock still wrestling?
Yeah, so it's the North defending their titles
you
against
seen him?
Ken
Oh.
Shamrock and
I would
Sammy
kill to have that
Callahan.
body.
I mean, you're not
Yeah,
wrong.
I would love that. Was he 56?
I think
Is
so.
that what we
See,
said?
he's
earlier?
56 and I'm 30, and I would kill to have his body.
But I'm a little sad because this screams North losing the belts to me.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
think too.
They've held the title for a year. It's too long.
Yeah. It's about
Yeah.
that time.
Gauntlet for the gold to determine no more contender for the Impact Knockouts Championship.
God, next.
It's literally
Really? This is
like,
the one that you don't care?
Keep it going. Keep it
Wow.
going. Why do you have to have 10 women? Why?
It's literally the whole
Because
roster.
Kylie
It's
Ray needs to
li-
kill everyone.
So
It's
guys,
literally-
have a fatal four-way. Have a triple.
Nope.
Have a triple threat or a three-way dance.
Nope. It's Alicia
Anything but
Edwards
this.
versus Havoc versus Kyrie Hogan versus Kimber Lee versus Kylie Ray, my new best friend. Navia versus Madison Rain versus Rosemary versus Susie, not Sue Young, versus Tasha Steeles versus Taya Valkyrie.
All I'm saying is,
Ty Valkyrie's the only one worth a damn.
all I'm saying is,
dare
He's
you.
gonna be the Kofi
How
Kingston of this
dare
match
you.
because
Well,
I
it's a
feel
gauntlet
like-
match, not battle royale.
No, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Is that if it's a gauntlet match, then
Yes.
who's going to be the Kofi Kingston?
Who's lasting, longer than they should, going and thinking.
I don't know, but Kylie Ray is winning this after she has to pin Susie in the end.
I'm
Kylie Ray
spending
deserves
way
the
too much
world.
breath and energy on this match. I'm
Kylie
over
Ray
it.
deserves the world.
On to the next
Willie
match.
Mack versus Chris Bay for the X Division title, and this is going to the Ultimate Finesser.
This is the match of the night, boys.
Chris
Yeah,
Bay.
maybe.
Bay is short for
No, don't even.
the
We're moving on.
champion Bay.
Okay, all right. I thought you were gonna say the thing you said earlier, and murder was gonna happen in the studio. Yeah, this is Chris Bay's time. Young talent getting a lot of shine, unless Johnny Swinger costs him, following what happened on Tuesday.
You mean Dwight?
No, I believe he means swinger side.
No, the Dwight comparisons. We can only say that because he's not on tonight. But miss you, Dwight.
I think I'd say it either way, but
Jeff, I'm sorry, we're gonna break your heart because Jordan Grace is gonna lose the Knockouts Championship to Gianna Purrazzo.
yeah, you don't bring Gianna in, especially from a rival company,
Unless she's not
push her
signed.
straight to the top and then have her lose in her first
No,
match.
Unless she's not signed.
No, I mean, I'm fine. I mean, I'm fine with that because listen, I don't mind people like I don't mind her going over. She's a top gal, so
yeah.
She's a top gal doing top gal things.
damn right.
All right, and the main event for Slammiversary is Ace Austin versus Eddie Edwards versus Trey versus to be announced for the
To
vacant
be
Impact World
announced.
Championship. For those of you who haven't followed along on this one hell of a journey, the title was Tessa Blanchard's. She's gone from Impact after trying to use the title for contract negotiations, from my understanding. Michael Elgin was in this match. He's gone from Impact for things that we have already discussed that we're not going to go into any more details about.
Allegedly.
No, his is pretty confirmed at this point.
Oh, okay. I'm
His
just I'm just.
He's pretty confirmed.
I'm
That's
just
why he
covering
doesn't
our
work
butts.
in. That's why he had to leave
Yeah.
Ring of Honor in the first place. So, who is the to be announced and who's winning this match?
It is one of three people, in my opinion. You're either getting Eric Young, four people, Mike Bennett, Moose,
Stealing my thunder.
or EC3.
I think this is
That's
Moose.
4.
Yeah, he went back and said 4.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Good.
See, I thought this was going to be Miro, but with everything that happened,
Yeah, it's
now
him hatching
It's
COVID.
not being Miro.
Yeah.
I really think it's Moose. I really think this is the swerve. We'll get former world champions elsewhere, as that's been a build for this match, is that there's going to be former world champion or champions showing up throughout the night. I think this is a swerve. I think Moose wins this and has both the TNA and Impact title, and then hit EC3's music.
Yeah.
That's my thought process. That's if I was booking this personally.
I'm so torn because what you're saying is a great heel move, and it's a great thing for Moose to be able to,
I just
propel
don't know if
himself to
Impact
the
will
top.
do it.
Yeah,
Would that be
I mean,
would that be unification? Kinda.
I mean,
I imagine
Impact's got
it's
the stones. I mean, Moose, could just be evil and have both.
that's kind of a thought.
I like that. I think it's gonna be Eric Young, and they're gonna put the Ace over. I like it. I love me some Ace Austin.
I imagine.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've been on record. I would love Ace Austin to go over. It's his time.
And
to gas
considering
me.
and considering it's a fatal 4-way, whoever you bring in, okay, if it's say it's not Moose, whoever you have as that fourth competitor, the beauty of the fatal 4-way is that he doesn't have to look bad and eat the pin.
See,
And I
here's my
think that's
thing.
big.
Is I think Trey and Ace Austin cancel each other out in this match.
You
I think they're gonna be so determined to stop the other from winning that neither of them will win.
You think they pull a
I-
fight to the back?
No, I don't think a fight to the back, but I think anytime you see Ace Austin go for a pin, you're gonna see Trey get him, or Trey is gonna pop like on one.
Not on his watch.
Sure, but come on. I mean, it's Impact. Unless the person they bring in is top star immediately. This screams Eddie Edwards to me, and that concerns me.
Unless
Eddie
it's,
Edwards looks like a
unless
homeless
it's
hardcore guy.
EC3. Unless it's EC3.
I would take Mike Bennett.
World champion EC3. I
Eddie
don't
Edwards-
think you could put Mike Bennett in that spot immediately.
I think
I really
you can.
don't.
I do.
I mean,
He's
I
Impact
think-
royalty as far as
I
I'm
think that-
concerned.
I think that he can do it, and I think he's more than capable. But do you throw him into that spot immediately
Have
over?
you
somebody
seen
like
him
EC3?
Recently,
Who-
See, the thing, I don't think
100%.
EC3 is going to
we
be
talked
in.
about it in the last episode.
I don't think he's actually going to be there. I think EC3 is AEW bound. He has said too many things and shown too many logos for me to be like, yeah, nah, this is a swerve.
So
But
he can sink into the mid card.
Yeah, Swerve,
Maybe.
the fourth man's Davey Richards.
Let's
that'd be good. That'd be good. I'd sell for that.
let's finish up with just going over some
God, let's
Extreme Rules real quick.
let's
No talk, just who's winning.
No, because we gotta talk about one of these things.
Yeah,
One
we
of
gotta
these
talk
things
about
is
it.
not like the other.
One of these
I don't
things
have to
is
say
CGI.
I don't have to say anything about it, but good.
No,
None of this-
Jeff,
none
because
of these
this is
things
the
I
whole
care
reason
about.
I want to hear your thoughts. For one match, I don't care about the rest. Just one match. Apollo Crews versus MVP. MVP showing off that new United States title. Everyone, real quick, who you got? Go.
Montel Vontavious Porter.
Holland!
Yeah. I
Hey,
love MVP.
2020. If you can have Tommy Dreamer on a card, you can have
Oh, yeah.
MVP be your United States champion.
MVP is significantly better than Tommy Dreamer in 2020.
Even
Yes.
if
even
if
in
he just
2007.
holds it, even if he's just holder to get to the next guy.
Yeah.
MVP winning a title in 2020 is great.
Yeah. I agree.
Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt in a Wyatt swamp fight. Not for the title.
Because it's not for the title,
No
Braun.
comment, because I don't know who or what this thing is. Pass.
Well,
So because it's got to be a
Braun-
cinematic nightmare horror show.
And Braun, I mean, who cares? But Braun's gonna, since it's not for the title, that tells me
Bray.
Braun's gonna win.
You mean Bray?
No,
No,
Braun.
I think Braun's
Really?
gonna win.
I think
Nah,
we get.
I think this is your Bray Wyatt win, so we have to have the tiebreaker, and it'll be the Fiend at SummerSlam. Because that's that's WWE booking 101 right there, guys.
I've only
you're-
seen
you're probably
clips
right.
of SmackDown. Yeah, I've only seen clips of SmackDown. But they have killed the mystique of the Fiend.
Oh yeah.
The Fiend hasn't been
care.
on TV in forever.
Exactly though, but the character Bray Wyatt, okay,
So-
also portraying the Fiend gets me totally unexcited for anything.
Wow.
Goldberg
So-
killed that for me.
SmackDown makes me
So-
excited for everything.
So should we?
Goldberg killed that for me.
I've never thought about this. So should we switch it? Should we switch it from you've been cobbed to you've been fiended or braid?
Look,
Because that was
Dude,
the
that
saying
was
has
actually-
always
you've been
been you've been
braided.
Wyatted.
like yeah. Why?
How many
Yeah.
times can you cut a
Get
promo and
cucked.
lose before you no longer matter? Bailey defending the SmackDown Women's title versus Nikki Cross. Does anyone think Nikki's winning this? Because I do not.
Listen,
No.
if Nikki Cross manages to win
I hope
and
so.
they give this to her, my wife is gonna lose her damn mind.
Me and your
Okay.
wife will celebrate
I would love
with
to
a
see
little
Nick-
bit with a little
I
bit of the
think-
bubbly.
I would love to
Listen,
see Nikki Cross win.
I think
I just
that-
don't think it's happening.
Agreed.
But what? Okay, so who's the one to take for that? Because
Take
it's
it off
got to
of-
be somebody. She's mowing Bailey.
Wait. To take it off Nikki Cross?
Who's the one? No, because Bailey's gonna retain here. Who's the one to take it off of her outside of Nikki Cross then?
Well, we all know it's going to be Sasha Banks. We've been saying this for months.
We've been saying that for months, but then they put the tag titles on them.
Yeah, and they'll lose them.
Alexa Bliss.
Now, Alexa Bliss would win if Nikki Cross won the belt.
No.
Bliss heel
no,
turn. Bliss
No,
has been
what's
face
if,
for too long.
No, Bailey's gonna win.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Bailey's
mean, it's
gonna
a
win.
no-brainer. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen.
no. Okay, so then with that logic in mind, who's gonna take the title off of Bailey?
Sasha Banks.
It's not gonna be Sasha.
It's going to be Sasha.
I'm telling you guys,
It's
Alexa
gonna be Sasha
Bliss.
because Bailey's going to cost Sasha in the Raw Women's Championship match. Not on purpose, but incidentally, and it's going to cause the blow up.
Oh God, I forgot that was a match.
Yeah,
This part
Asuka versus
sucks so
Sasha
bad.
Banks for the
No.
Raw Women's Championship
Sasha's
is
gonna
accurate.
win.
Nah,
Sasha's-
dog.
They're gonna hold everything.
Nah, dog.
Yeah,
Matt, they're
that's where I'm
holding
going with it.
everything.
Nah.
Sasha's gonna win, and poor Matt's gonna be crying on the ground because his bay is gonna be.
I won't be here
Titleless.
on Monday. I will not
Becky's-
be
Okay,
here.
well,
Matt will still be in the
Becky's
fetal
pregnant
one,
position.
of, one of
announcement
you
is gonna
guys will
go
need to
for
come to
none.
studio and handle this because I will not be here.
Becky's pregnancy announcement will have been for nothing because Sasha's winning. They're putting
She is.
every piece of gold on them that they can because
Look,
If
just
they're
so
not
when
doing
they
it now,
split.
Matt, they're doing it at SummerSlam.
No, because the split's gonna be at SummerSlam. We're gonna have Bailey versus Sasha Banks at SummerSlam.
yeah, title versus title.
No, for the SmackDown Women's title
I'm
and
glad
Asuka will
that's the
face
sword
Kairi
you're
Sane.
falling on.
because they have already started booking that match for SummerSlam on Raw for Asuka versus Kairi Sane at SummerSlam. It's already being
No,
booked,
Doesn't have to be
guys.
for the title.
It's
No,
gonna
again,
be
I
for
don't
the
watch
title.
you guys-
No, because she said
It
it's
doesn't
gonna
have-
be for the
but I'm
title.
saying that it doesn't have to be though.
No, but they said it has to be for the title. They have said that. The only way
Oh, then I
Asuka
guess
can
it's not gonna
validate it
happen.
is gonna be in a title defense against Kairi Sane. It's gonna happen,
Isn't
guys.
Kairi Sane out of the company?
You don't watch Raw,
You're not wrong.
so
I try not to, but then I keep up with just news when I have to.
I work Mondays.
I don't care. There's Hulu.
I don't care.
Drew McIntyre.
I respect you for you falling on your own sword there.
Yes.
Look, it's the truth.
But
When
we
I'm
didn't
right
think-
come
we didn't
Monday.
think that Bailey would hold the SmackDown title for this long. We
I
didn't
still
think
think
they
I-
were gonna put. We
I
didn't
still-
think they were gonna put the tag titles on them. Okay?
And they shouldn't have.
We don't think she's gonna win the Raw title and put all the gold on them.
Nah.
We're crazy if we think that.
Because what's the point?
The point is to put
Oh.
all of your gold on the
Yeah.
under two most profitable women right now.
Yeah.
No. Negative. Because your more money
I'm
match is
glad
going
that
to
your
be them
response
versus
is
each
just
other.
no, because there's not a good response.
No. The response is Sasha Banks
Fine.
will make more
There's no-
money
you know
for
it's a
them
good idea.
as a face. It's about money. Sasha Banks turning face against Bailey is good for money. When people can still buy T-shirts sent to their house and WWE runs T-shirt discount deals every friggin' show. Hey, if you're watching tonight, use the promo code RAW July 15th. 15% off
Again,
on your T-shirts.
I'm not saying
Come on,
you're wrong.
guys. Money.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just have a feeling that Sasha's going to win.
What do you gonna
Matt,
get
the
more
blow
money
off
off of?
the-
What do you gonna get more money off of? Sasha Banks turning face and selling more T-shirts, and also having Asuka as champion, selling all of her T-shirts and face masks,
I
or
don't know what's
just
worse.
Sasha Banks and Bailey?
I don't think that Vince cares about that.
I think you
that
get-
I
they're
think
about
money
making
talks when
money.
Raw just had its
Hold
worst
on.
showing.
I don't know what's worse.
Exactly.
That
It's
Sasha
what
Banks is gonna.
it's what they're doing.
And
It's
who
their
was prominent
track
on that
record.
show? Sasha Banks and Bailey. Who's been prominent?
Exactly.
No. But who's been prominent on the entire
All the
decline?
gold on them.
So who's been prominent on all the decline? We're spending way too much time on this match, also. But
Yeah.
I don't
seriously,
really think either one of them because they keep putting them on TV. It's got to say something.
it's
Matt's
gonna
not-
say that
that's- again-
the feud is there.
Matt's not wrong, but he's trying to make sense of this, and that's where he's lost.
Exactly.
The feud is gonna-
Exactly.
Look,
The feud is going to start at SummerSlam.
no, it's
when-
gonna start on Sunday. It's gonna start when Bailey retains against Nikki Cross, and we all boo loudly. And then Sasha Banks loses the match to Asuka when it looks like she has it in hand, but Bailey accidentally does something like grab the ref or accidentally distract the ref during a pin that Sasha Banks would win on. Guys, this is WWE. This is what they do. This is their bread and butter.
Matt, they're going to
Yeah,
have a
it's
champion
also
versus
about
champion match at
decisions where they put the
SummerSlam.
Raw-
No, because they already did
Yeah,
it with NXT.
Matt, you're right, but two things can be correct. They're both stupid decisions.
Yeah. That's
We just
true.
don't know. We just don't know which one they're gonna pick. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is if
Oh.
you're going to do every title on the same two women, you are losing money on other wrestlers who you have. It doesn't make sense to put all your eggs in one basket that's not profitable.
Is that not
Has
WWE's
anything
logic,
that Raw
though?
SmackDown done since COVID started
Yeah,
made
yeah.
sense.
I
You're
mean,
right, Matt,
Drew
but then, yeah, they don't-
McIntyre
they don't-
beating everyone. Apollo Crews getting a world title.
Until now.
What, you think Drew McIntyre is going to lose to Dolph Ziggler in a TLC match,
No.
even though it's to be determined?
No.
Yeah, exactly,
Anytime-
because Dolph
okay.
Ziggler doesn't win a world title.
Anytime Dolph's on a
Negatives.
card, we know what's going to happen.
Also,
Negatives
aren't we
outweigh
getting
the positives
Sheamus?
Nope. Hasn't been advertised for the
No.
card yet, because Sheamus probably has the COVID.
Yeah.
And also, Jeff Hardy apparently hasn't re-signed his contract, so don't be surprised if that doesn't
if it
stay alive.
does happen, I'm going Jeff Hardy because
Yeah, because it's the only, well,
It's going to be a bar
it's the
match.
only-
it's going to be a bar
So-
fight. What'll happen is we'll get Jeff Hardy doing a swanton off of the bar and hit someone with a glass or a pint.
or we
So
get
we-
a random Cesaro trade to Raw, or I guess
God,
to
if
SmackDown. Oh no,
only.
wait, he's already on SmackDown.
Don't be
So-
surprised. We're also probably going to get,
You get a random Cesaro bar.
I expect tomorrow we'll get an announcement of Nakamura and Cesaro versus the New Day for the titles in a table match.
Yeah.
That's been a build on
be honest
SmackDown
with-
as well.
To be
Sorry,
honest
Jeff.
with you,
Go ahead.
yeah, thank you. To be honest with you,
Wait, Jeff, what?
I'm most intrigued about this eye for an eye match. To be honest,
That's
to be
exactly
honest
what
with
we're
you.
waiting for. This match can only be won when one competitor, and this is exactly what this says on Wikipedia, when one competitor extracts an eye of their opponent.
Yeah,
you know
see,
what this
so
screams to
I-
me?
we know how the swamp match is going to go. The
I think I know
eye
how
for an
this
eye
is going
one,
to go.
This
I
is
have no idea
Ray's
how they're gonna watch
retirement.
this thing.
This is Rey Mysterio hasn't re-signed a deal.
So they're gonna
So,
rip
so
his
we're
eye out
going to
using
literally
CGI.
murder you.
Is the ref going to run up to him and then hand him an eye in plain view of everybody?
No, it's gonna be
no, no.
CGI.
Yeah, they're going to CGI this.
Yeah.
This match is probably already taped by now, and this is going to be CGI'd.
Yeah,
Seriously, that's been
but
announced for, like,
it's
weeks.
already come out, and they
You're
said
probably-
that CGI will be used for the finish of the match.
Yeah. I'm
For real, like
Yes,
Yeah,
for real. Jeff, we're not.
Jeff, and you know what's worse?
This
Jeff
is
kind
why
of
I
looks like
saved
Mickey
this.
Mouse.
Jeff, and you know what's worse? This is going to be your main event of the night.
It is. It is. Because you can't. What's going to follow someone losing an eye?
you know it's bad when I can't tell if you guys are pulling my leg or actually legitly seriously.
No,
So-
we're serious.
So here's my issue.
What else ends the night?
Maybe a swamp fight, but.
It's a man's eye being popped out.
So here's where I hate everything is this over reliance on all things cinematic because it's the one thing you kind of got right at WrestleMania, so let's just keep redoing it over and over and over.
Remember I told you
I
guys
know,
I said
I know.
this is gonna be the gateway to I mean I didn't know we were having swamp matches, but I just figured it'd be the gateway to some of this stuff.
I didn't know we were gonna have an eye for an eye match where someone's gonna literally lose an eye.
Would have bet every dollar I've
I
ever
wanna
made.
Although,
Happen.
God, I kind of want Pirate Seth Rollins for the rest of his career.
I kind of okay. I want to know when they sat in the room and they were talking about okay, all right, so we've got this Extreme Rules pay-per-view coming up. So we're not going to put any Extreme Rules matches on there, but we're gonna have CGI and we're gonna have somebody take the other guy's eye out. That's a great idea. Who sat in a dang
Yeah, but-
room and
Guys,
talked about this openly and then said, this is what we're going with?
Bruce Pritchard.
But someone's eye coming out involves blood, right? Or
Guys, I
Not
mean,
if
now if
you're
you don't
covering
show
it.
it. Now if you don't show it. Guys, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Seth Rollins is going to lose this match, but because he's the Messiah, his eye is going to regrow.
You know what? I wouldn't put it
Okay,
past
so-
them to do that.
Okay, so
He
so
prayed to
since
the
I don't
wrestling
watch,
gods.
He
Since I
prayed
don't
to
watch-
himself
How did we get down this road to where we're
So-
popping people's eyes out?
I got this.
because
So, after Seth Rollins lost to Drew McIntyre at
Uh.
Money in the Bank, the next night on Raw, Seth Rollins was kind of out of it and kind of like, what's going on? And a lot of people
that's
were
actually
like,
the last thing I've seen. That's like the last thing I've seen.
and so a lot of
First
people
off,
were all, oh, see, this is just his response to being a dad now. Yada, yada, yada. Laugh,
Okay.
laugh, laugh. And then he just lost it in a tag match and literally tried to gouge Rey Mysterio's eye out using the corner of the stairs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so,
And then Dominic tried to do it back to him.
so
the next
what
week.
happened was Rey Mysterio's off TV for a while, and Seth Rollins was like, look, I didn't want to do it, but there needed to be a sacrifice. It needed to happen.
Oh, okay. So
Um,
he's all in on this.
He's the Messiah.
Yeah, does
Music
anybody
changing
else think
everything.
Ray is gonna maybe get this one?
Oh, did you not hear me say that Seth Rollins is actually going to lose, but because he's the Messiah, his eye's going to grow back?
I cut out and then came back.
Oh.
I did not hear that.
Yeah.
So
but
is Dominic
also,
wrestling?
Dominic signed, but
Dominic-
he hasn't had a match yet.
I don't care because he's not good and he's really out of shape. But I think that Ray may go over. It depends on whether
You
Seth
leave-
Rollins
So here's also
maybe
the
wants
thing.
to be with Becky.
You leave
At
Chucky
home?
T alone.
Oh my god.
Hey. Here's the other thing too, and this might be the thing that makes me the angriest, but it wouldn't be the first time they've done something like this with Seth Rollins. Is that it's a no contest?
They did do that at Hell in a
They
Cell?
did that in Hell in a Cell. You gotta tell me this
They
wouldn't
gotta
be a
rip each
situation.
other's eye out. Like just
Oh,
Like,
No,
gosh.
Double
neither
up.
can get up by the count of 10, so no one can continue
no,
to
stop
compete.
it.
Dog.
Someone explain to me
Dog.
ref discretion when we're pulling somebody's eye out.
Ryan,
Yeah,
can we have
don't-
some?
okay.
I'll wait to hear that.
That's actually in the process of being trademarked, so you better stop it.
So like when they get into the ring, are there going to be like eye popping
I-
out tools?
I don't
or
know.
s-
I don't
stations?
know.
Ask the CGI artist.
I really kind of hope that Seth Rollins comes to the ring with like a katana or something stupid. That would not make
It's
any
sad.
sense, but like
It's sad
I
because like
kinda
now
wanna-
I'm intrigued. Now I actually do want to watch this.
just for the train
Oh
wreck.
my god.
Just for the
bless.
train
I
wreck.
know.
I just want to know how.
Dang it,
This
Jeff.
isn't a match we want
Well,
to watch because
yeah.
it's going to be a good match.
It's a car crash.
This is a car crash that we're not going to be able to look away from.
This is gonna be like, hey guys, remember 5 years ago when Seth Rollins pulled out Rey Mysterio's eye?
Remember we watched that live during a pandemic?
Yeah, bless.
What's sad is I'm going to be working.
Tearing
I
me apart,
kinda-
Seth.
I kind of want Seth Rollins to take out his eye and then spit in the hole. just
Matt,
we're killing
Oh
him
my
completely.
God.
We're
We
taking
can't-
his eye and giving him COVID.
we can't do that,
Because
Matt.
you know WWE don't
Oh.
screen.
No, we can't do that.
I went there. On that note,
Listen, the only okay.
no, go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead. I think I just broke Ben.
The only thing that will make this match super worse is if when the eye gets ripped out, they just go ahead and throw in a Wilhelm scream, just for poops and giggles. Just really over the top stuff. Love it.
So this is my last question because we are way over, and I think Scott's ready to kill us. What's gonna be the best match of the weekend?
Willie Mack and Chris Bay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's either that or depending on how the TNA
but
or
Country
Impact.
Mile.
Is Impact
I
the
think
4-man?
I think the Fatal 4-Way is gonna be it. I think Trey and Ace Austin are gonna put on a clinic, which is a weird thing to say.
You don't think it's gonna be Moose and Tommy Dreamer?
It's going to be the women's gauntlet match.
I know we typically say put it at 10 and work our way back, but I don't want Tommy Dreamer on any of my top 10s. So
Wow.
I
the
can
whole women's
I
roster
can
versus
be
each other.
mean.
Not even.
I
not
can
even
be
on
meaner.
Monday's top 10.
I can be meaner.
That's it, guys. We're putting it 10 and we're working our way back.
So
Damn right.
Monday, expect us to review these pay-per-views because Lord knows we're gonna need to do something about this eye for an eye match. Maybe I'll even pull up Raw while we're on just to see if Seth Rollins addresses how he lost his eye
Why
and
do,
how
I
it makes him
Oh,
feel.
why do I feel like we would be able to talk about that eye for an eye match for the entire episode?
Well, because we just spent
Oh,
way
yeah.
too long doing it now. So we
Yeah.
have that coming at you, but also we have another top 10 on Monday. Ryan, you want to introduce this one?
Oh boy, yeah. It was. We got into a discussion after the main event last night of AEW. It's gonna be the top 10 matches of 2020, but only on American soil. So
do your research
here's-
this weekend.
here's why. Here's why, Jeff. Because I see you're upset. Okay.
I know
I
you're going
was
to
just-
talk some Japan.
Can I just
Or
come on
70
after you guys are done? Can you
No.
just tell
Nah,
me
dog.
when to zoom in when this is
No.
over?
Nah, dog.
And this is not to stroke Kenny Omega's ego. It's not to stroke the Bucks' ego. It's not to make AEW look better. Okay, if we had a legitimate top 10 of the matches this year, I would say at least 6 or 7 of them are coming from New Japan. Am Am I right?
Well,
They're
yeah,
making
Wrestle
a-
Kingdom happened at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. So make it interesting. Only on American soil. So you're looking at Ring of Honor, MLW, Impact, WWE,
NWA.
AEW, NWA.
Don't forget our guys over at Next Gen.
Next
I'm gonna
Gen.
have to.
Jeff, we'll have some conversations afterwards because I already am kind of trying to figure out myself. So,
This is gonna.
Yeah, it's tough, right?
Well, one of
It's
these-
called do your homework.
one of these days this weekend is going to be essentially entirely that NXT UK is not on American soil unless we're including Worlds Collide. So unless it happened
No, I
on
got some-
American soil, that's the deal. It has to have happened
I got some
in America.
Ring of Honor.
America.
I got some Ring of Honors. I got to make sure we're like 2019, December 2019.
That's a whole
you know
lot
what
of
I mean?
it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with that being said, guys, that is the end of the night. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, check out the YouTube channel. Ryan, what's happening on the YouTube channel?
We're changing referee's discretion from being launched on Saturday to being launched on Sunday. Kind of, I'm putting kind of more effort into it than maybe I thought was going to go into it at first. So give myself an extra day to give you quality content. So
Yeah.
Sunday before noon every week, episodes are going to go up. Heroes of Wrestling might even be better than
Better than
what
Extreme
we're gonna watch
Rules?
on Sunday. Yeah, but yeah, check out the YouTube page. We also just did an unboxing video the other day, as I was one of the lucky winners from Fighter Fest Night 1 to get a prize pack.
Yeah.
Actually wearing one of the winning shirts now.
Yeah.
A sweet new Inner Circle shirt, courtesy of AEW.
We are.
So-
We're hoping the unboxing does well with the fans because I heard that's
Yeah.
what the kids like.
If that reaches 100, we might have to break out all of the wrestling memorabilia. Jeff, you ready for that one?
I mean, I got a small army over here, so
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. I think we'll just send a camera guy to your house. We'll
Maybe.
just do an
Yeah,
entire
yeah.
episode.
Maybe if the unboxing does really
Yeah.
well, come
Yeah.
August 3rd, we might unbox some new stuff.
We are
I'm
not
looking at
selling
a-
action figures.
I'm looking at a Ric Flair Pro Wrestling Illustrated from like '95 as we speak. So yeah, I'm
God.
ready to go.
I'm thinking of
You're
a
old.
signed Rock and Roll Express T-shirt I have that will never fit me in my lifetime again.
I have a signed
Oh,
Nick
Hold
Aldis
on. Hold
photo.
on. What?
You heard what I said. I'll show you next time you over. I also have a signed King of the Mountain by Jeff Jarrett DVD.
I have a
What? Yeah,
signed
yeah.
Nick Aldis photo.
I also have a signed Nick Aldis photo. That's right, Jeff. We do it all over
All
here
right.
on PWO.
I'm getting the itch, guys.
So, guys, we need you to go blow up those likes so we know that you guys actually want to see that.
Yeah.
And like, share, subscribe. I
Right.
know I've already said it.
Yep.
Guys, as always, if you're not sure what to do, just put a 10 and work your way back, and we'll see you on Monday.
Wear your damn masks.
Boom.